On today's episode of MotoCheez.
The following movie is rated I.
What's up, Minitruck? Look what it's doing outside. Just to give you a little update, these are the original pulleys I bought if I was going to drive separately to see whether I don't want to waste my time or not. But now I see it's working decently, just needs to be tuned in a little. I went with the single belt system. Just to recap, bought an AMR300 to put on here, originally used on the Subaru sandbars. So I'm doing a draw through style carburetor. I can put the carburetor in the charge side, but in order to do that, you have to pressurize the bowl to have it where it's 6 pounds more than the pressure that's going into the actual carburetor. They do make a regulator that works for that. I also would have to change my fuel pump, and they do make a fuel pump with a built-in regulator that is used for doing that, a pressurized carburetor type system, but they're pretty expensive and have way more gallon per minute than I need. So I went with the simplest way, which is a draw through. Now everything worked pretty much except for smoking belts, which most of the time it's just from, I believe, heating up and slipping. A lot of you said maybe I'm overdriving. I didn't think so, but maybe you guys are right. I did buy some more belts, so we'll do some tests on the belts that are on there. And if it keeps smoking them belts, I am going to go with that system with a separate belt as a finished product, but when I'm done totally. So the only reason I think maybe you guys are right about overdriving that is because this will push from a, I think it's a 0.3 to a 1.2 liter. This is a 0.66 liter. So I think maybe, even though I'm underdriven for that, and that supercharger can wind up 15 to 16,000 safely, and I'm only maybe spinning at about 12,000 at 6,500 RPM. It may be because of the pipe inlet that goes into the intake. The runners are small, the 32 millimeter, so that's like inch and a what, 3/8 roughly. So maybe the volume going into it, it can't push that much, but you know, like you'd think you'd see it on a boost gauge. Am I right? So anyway, this is a 7-inch pulley. This 7-inch pulley would end up driving it exactly what speed it says it should normally. This pulley on the supercharger is 3.5 inches. So this is exactly half. This pulley is a 6-inch pulley, maybe a tad bigger than the actual drive that I'm using now off the crank. This, which is a 5-inch, would underdrive me just a little bit more. You can't really see in there, which kind of sucks, but that'd be a little bit smaller, it'd be an inch smaller. I'm going to use this one first, just to see, because when I had a good belt on there and it wasn't slipping at all, that pushed 10 pounds. Maybe it is overdriving the volume that can go through that motor. A lot of you guys are saying, well, here, change that pulley. Problem is, that size pulley, trying to find it is a little bit difficult. It's hard to find those pulleys for that supercharger. I believe it's a 0.66. It's a 0.67 inch bore hole in that with a key. That equals a 17 millimeter bore. So I suppose I could get a 17 millimeter drill. But you really have to do it right. I mean, it has an offset that is in there for quite a bit too. I've never pulled that pulley off. I don't plan to, unless I do change it to a different type of, like a flat rib belt or a cog belt, like a timing belt. You guys come up with some good ideas. Of course, once I go with a separate pulley, this moves out forward, which I left enough room so I can move that forward. That's why these are spaced here. When I move that forward, that's going to end up needing a tensioner, because right now I'm using the alternator as a tensioner. So that's the reason why I ended up doing it the way I did it right now, is try to get this drilled out where it's got to go, make up my spacers. It already has 4 holes on the front of that crank pulley. I'm going to have to make my spacers just enough to leave this just a hair away from the other pulley, or just contacting it maybe. 4 big bolt holes there, 2 bolts in. Then I can do inside, outside, and then center, right? I'll do inside 1975, so 1.975. 1.975 in. Out. Check. So now I gotta find the difference between the two, and that'll be my center. 0.575 divided by 2 equals 0.2875. Well, because I went to the thread, so yeah, it's pretty close. 0.2875 plus 1.975, 2.265 should be the circle. 2.265. I think it might be a hair too small. 2.265. Let me see. I'll hold it up against what's in there. 2.265. Looks like it's right. 0.310. The closest American drill I have that's a tad bigger. 21/64, which is 0.325. So, on my index wheel, I'm going to have to see what I can do. I put a little mark on there. Let's go all the way around. If I go to my mark here, and yep, it's pretty damn perfect. Now, I don't want to drill through my chuck here, so 3-jaw chuck. I gotta make 4 holes. Start that from 0, right? It's gonna be close. Who would have thought you need a 4-jaw chuck? 360, so it's 90. Every 90. More than that. That's 90. Do 180. I'm going to mark them before I drill them. 270. Right on a spot weld. And then, of course, 360. Back to 0. Derp. And that should be on my mark, and it looks like it is. Now I think I could drill through. So let me put a little Earl. Got a long wand here, huh?
That's what she said.
And then, of course, this one, I can't drill all the way through. Where is it? Because it's right in that spot. So I'm going to have to loosen this. See how we did, boys. Looks good by eye. Looks pretty good to me. Get all the oil off it later before we put a belt on it, of course. It's pretty tight. Well, let's see if this actually bolts up through them holes I just made, huh? I don't need longer bolts. I decided to make studs, and I double nutted, and it's actually the perfect width stand off that other pulley. So now let's see if that thing fits. Pretty close. I'll be able to get it. We got it around there, boys. It was a little snug, but that's good. That means it's aligned, right? Bottom out to those other nuts. At least this is made for the half-inch belt, you know. I think it says it'll take half or 5/8. I need 2 hands to torque them up a little better, but that's where she is right there, boy. As you can see, I gotta come out about 3/4, eh? Let's see how it looks. You better run good for me. I do have an extra belt, but I don't want you to break down on me. Looks pretty good. Let's go, Minnie. Yes, I better put the plow on the Jeep, huh? Put a smaller 3/8 belt on there, which you probably saw. Does seem like it's running a little cooler. It is 34 degrees out. Well, we made it past the first checkpoint, Minnie. I do have my camera on. Well, hopefully it's on. That thing records when it wants to. Boy, it is running way cooler. It's about 10 degrees cooler than it was the other day. This is way more than 10 degrees cooler than it was running the other day. I've seen people put these on Volkswagen Beetles with double the size of the drive, and they don't have any problems. Let's check that belt. It's hot. We don't need to hear all that skip. Let's go to Dollar Tree and see if we can find something good to put on Minnie. The Dollar Tree. These dollar stores are everywhere. That'd be good for Minnie. What's up, Minnie? You're gonna have to tie wrap it on. Well, could do that. And that. There. That damn Starbucks again. I'll have to get all your Santas on when we get home, Minnie. You did run good though, Minnie. I knew I had something. There. Done. What do you think, Minnie? You like it? Me too.
A few moments later.
Yeah, I did tighten the belt a little bit. Didn't seem that bad, but I'm not over tightening it again, because that may have caused my problem. Yesterday, 3 packages from Amazon that had like jets, and it said it was left in mailbox.
I have a sub on.
Sometimes it goes to, or is that it? Okay.
I pulled it out of their
Okay.
But that's the only one I got out of that.
That's it.
Because I was just, I'm going,
I know they always mix them two
I
up.
know you had another 10.
I'm glad I chased you down. Yeah, I know. It's especially this time of year. I know. Thanks.
Thank you.
We're both right-hand drive.
Yeah, but yours is cuter.
Cray. Take a different way, Minnie. Ooh, lugging the hill good. So it looks like I'm gonna need like a 25 or a 26-inch belt. I guess I'll pick up both to put that separate pulley on the supercharger. Oh, that one's got a triangle. Never noticed. It's running a lot cooler for some reason. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? That bypass valve hopefully will help. It's climbing now. Because of probably massive suction like we figured. That bypass valve will help that.
A few moments later.
Got a 25 and a 26. One of them should work so we can finish that job. What do you think? Danbury, Minnie? You can make it, right? Minnie's got good pep now. Stop and put you some super unleaded. Oh, all this high-grade gas. Oh my god. Minnie. 386. Does that say Honda Motor Company? LTD. Never noticed that. Been seeing a lot of those. Next stop, Harbor Freight, and then maybe we'll do some mauling, Minnie. Full to the brim. I'm gonna write down the mileage this time. 1788 miles. And that's how many miles I put on that. Or 41,852 kilometers, but that's not, I can't use that anymore. I probably could start off in second all the time now, but I don't want to burn up the clutch. Sweepers dripping water. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Oh, here she comes. She's a belt eater. Sorry, Minnie. I couldn't resist. Running good, running good. That's all I really want to do is 60. I'll try taking off in second. Yeah, I don't want to burn this clutch up. It's a little clutch. A little baby clutch. Remember when I changed it? It's like that big. It's insane traffic. How about a center turning lane, Connecticut? Burp or derp. I was thinking the other day when I went to Aldi's, I told somebody, I said, you know what? Aldi's is like the Harbor Freight of food stores because some stuff is a big win and then some stuff is like really bad. Am I right? Be right back, Minnie. No, they don't have the other one either. 54. 330 pounds. That motor's probably at least 400. Do you have any dollies? Or even, there's two with the handles, but I don't see any boxes. I just need some kind of a dolly.
So I know we're getting them in on the truck.
Alright, thanks.
Inside track club member?
Nothing. Nothing at all now. Should have got it the other day, Minnie. Guess we'll head to the mall. idles really good when it's cold, and then when it gets hot it goes up, which is kind of normal. Accident. You are a red light magnet. Oh my goodness. Another red light. Oh my god. Another red light, Mini. Another red light, Mini. Oh my god. This is just crazy, Mini. Oh look, another red light. When I'm giving boost, the temperature goes down, so it's definitely that ridiculous amount of vacuum on idle that's got to be bypassed. You guys are right, I think. Another red light. You got a magnet or something in here to turn all these red lights on, Mini.
If I give you good price, will you please put in the magnet?
Make me hit the horn. My left calf is going to look like a Popeye arm pushing that clutch in all this time. Don't know if he was waving at you, but he got the toot anyway. Trying to chase us down, Mini. Good thing we got boost on reserve. Go ahead, Toyota. I'll give him a little toot anyway. Noisy compressor, eh? Hope you're not too tall, Mini. Good job. That's like a 15-minute ride. I didn't shut off the remote control horn, so someone's gonna unlock their car and they're gonna get beeped at. I'll show you. Woo! Anybody else thinking GTA? Guess where I am.
Let it snow, let it snow.
Guess where I am now. $99.99 for Tupac. Oh, there's a lot of records. Wow, a lot of vinyl. Look at Mini all festive and stuff.
The next day.
Gotta slot out my hole a little bit here because I had to move that supercharger a little bit upward. And get her lined up perfect as I can. That should be enough. That should do her. So I'm pretty close right now. Real close. I had to take my spacers out of here, put some washers in there, which I got to take one washer out. This pulley's a lot fatter than this one, but I could see how far away the belt rides, so I have to calculate for that much, and it's pretty close. I just got to get it lined up this way and that way now. Then make my tensioner bracket, and we should be good for another test drive. Well, there it is. I got my tensioner done. I used a little bent piece that pushes the garage door, and it comes all the way back up, and I don't know if you can see it here, I took that bolt out and I made a spacer, and that's where the end of it goes. I drilled a hole. It should work. Welded a bolt on the other end to hold that tensioner. Pulley looks pretty damn straight, doesn't it? But when I crank it over, it looks like the belt's going in and out a little bit, so I don't know if it's pulley that's out or my machining's off a little bit. We'll find out. Could be the belt too. I guess I'll run it and see what happens. Well, I don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll see in a minute, won't we? As you can see, it is like an inch smaller. What do you think, guys? It does bounce a little bit. It must be the way they welded it together. Like the V must not be perfectly true, because the outside is within like a couple thousandths. Well, here goes nothing. At least if that belt breaks, I can drive home. Won't have much power because it's got to suck it around a supercharger. Putting more and more mechanical to her. I had to put it underneath because it's clockwise. So it looks like it's doing a consistent 5 pounds. Probably safe, right? That's actually pretty good. I floored it real quick. Could be probably 6 pounds of boost, which is all we really wanted, right? So I could go with that one bigger pulley if I wanted to push like I was before. It's probably not safe, right? That was floored third gear. Yeah, so it'll do 6 pounds. Someone's trying to pass us, Minnie. Get him. Holy cow, they're flying. Pull in over here and see how everything looks. Let's see how you feeling, Minnie. Huh. Still looks alright. Don't look like it gained any more tension, does it? Yeah. Camera's still going. Yep. Might be good. I don't think I needed 9 pounds of boost anyway. But you never know, I might Might put the bigger pulley on there. And it's snowing out, Mini. That spring tensioner in the back of that V-belt, is that a good idea, or should I have put an adjustable? I can still change it. It's just you never see a spring tensioner behind the V-belt. It's always an adjuster. Well, I'll wrap up this video like this, and then next video try to put like 100 miles or more on it and see how it ends up. And I'll see what you guys have to say. Should I go to a manual adjusting tensioner, or you think this is good, having that tension? I mean, I can turn it with my hand, I can push it down. It's not super tight, but it is pretty good. If I had to guess how many pounds, I'd say maybe 15 pounds. You guys let me know. That's staying nice and cool too again. Still, I should say. Funny how that thing's been staying so cool lately. I wonder if the belt slipping was heating that pulley up and causing extra heat. That is possible, right? I suppose I can go to breakdown straights. Oh man, Ernest fell on the floor. How'd that happen? Take one more look. Oh, always something.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hit that bell if you want new notifications on new videos. Links for products used are in the description and on MotoCheez.com. Thanks for watching.